My name is Brad Lothry, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a ham, green pepper, and onion omelet. Today in my audience, I have Perry, and on FaceTime, I have my mother, Robin, and her coworker, Ida, and I have my sister and her boyfriend, Grant. Some of the best hands-on life skills are being able to cook and bake, whether this means for yourself, your family, or for groups of other people. I'm going to show you how to make a ham, onion, and green pepper omelet. Yes, I know this is a simple task to most, but making an omelet is something that has always intrigued me because there are so many different ways you can do it by being creative. There are many different ingredients that you can use, many different types of meat, like ham or turkey or bacon. I'm not the best cook in the world, but I am learning in time through experience. I've had my fair share of burning things and mixing the wrong amounts of ingredients. I first learned to make an omelet by my mother when I was 13 years old. Over the years, I've gotten better and better at making them. I have now memorized how to make it just from making them so many times. When I was living with my parents, my mother would always have breakfast ready on the table before we would go to school. As I got older, I wanted to help, so she taught me many different recipes because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's very nice to be self-reliant. Now that I don't live with my mother, all of the helpful cooking recipes that she taught me has helped me survive on my own. While working in the world of EMS, you never know when you're going to get called out, so having something that is very quick to make and is very important is in keeping a balanced diet during the day. I'm going to show you how to make a pretty simple omelet. Personally, the ham omelet is one of my favorites. You can use a variety of ingredients to make your omelet. There are a lot of different ways to make this kind of omelet, but this is the recipe that I have made several times. Some of the ingredients can simply be chosen off of preference and liking, but these are what I would choose to use. You can alter the ingredients also on nutritional value. Fairly healthy ingredients, main ingredients. My ingredients include eggs, ham, and cheese. Eggs are very important because they are going to be the outer shell to your omelet and also are the very first thing that you're going to cook. The ham, you can choose any kind of meat that you prefer, as I've said, like turkey or bacon or Canadian bacon or ham. Cheese is normally a standard ingredient, but it's not necessary if you do not prefer it. Having a little bit of extra cheese adds a little bit more fluff to your omelet. Other ingredients that I've chosen to use are onions, green peppers, and if you like, you can also use mushrooms. With there being so many different ingredients, there's really no wrong or right way how to mix them all together. The biggest reason I love to make omelets is because they are very easy to make, and they do not take very much time when I am in a hurry to get to work. So, the steps you're going to take are you're going to crack 5 eggs into a bowl and mix them together with a fork or a whisk. So first, I'm going to take my 5 eggs and I'm going to mix them into this bowl. A lot of times you can use salt and pepper, or even I've found to use some seasonings work very well to put in with your eggs before you put them in the skillet. There's 3. So before I mix them together, I like to use a little bit of salt and pepper to mix in with them. Then you can mix all these together using a fork. So as you're preparing your eggs, you want to make sure that the pan you have is big enough to hold all of your ingredients. While you're mixing your eggs, make sure that your oven, typically a stovetop cooker, is set to a medium to high setting on for the heat. Currently, I have mine on just at medium to high. After letting that warm up a little bit, you can finish preparing all of your ingredients. Now that all of our eggs are mixed together. They're ready to go in, but you want to make sure that your stovetop is warmed up first. Very important part before you put your eggs into the pan is you want to use a vegetable oil, or you can also use butter, to put in the pan to make sure that your omelets don't stick. So here I'm going to use vegetable oil to spray in the pan to make sure that my eggs do not stick. Our eggs are ready. We'll turn the camera so you can see the stove. Alright, you can see the stove and our eggs are ready in the bowl. We're going to check the heat. It does seem to be warm enough. So the first thing you do is pour your eggs into your pan and let them begin to cook. After, while your eggs are cooking, you can prepare the rest of your ingredients. So the ingredients I've chosen to use today is I've got green peppers, I've got onions, and I've got ham. These ingredients I've already gotten diced up to and prepared prior to us cooking, which are right here. Typically when you cook these, you can dice them up with just your standard knife, and it works best when you put them into your omelet. So we poured the eggs into the skillet and they're currently cooking now. What we're going to wait for in our eggs is for when the bottom of your omelet gets burned, that's when it's time to add your ingredients. Typically, a utensil you can use is just your standard spatula to help flip your eggs. So now, as we wait, you can slightly check your omelet by lifting up on the corners. By lifting up on the corner of your omelet, that'll tell you if your omelet, if the rest of your ingredients are ready to be put in. It looks like this is ready. So we're going to grab the rest of our ingredients. We're going to take the rest of our ingredients and add them into our omelet. So typically you can just use a handful of each. So we're going to take green peppers and onions. And then you want to take your meat and you only spread it on one half of the omelet. Do you do that? I like to put a little bit of extra cheese on top. Just like that. So as your omelet's cooking, it's going to look something like this. How you spread it on just half of it. And now to cook the ingredients that you put into your pan, you're going to take one half of your omelet and you're going to flip it over on the other half to make it into a half circle. Now that we do that, just flip it over. And that creates the shape of your omelet. Now you're going to let your omelet sit just a little bit. So as we wait for that to finish cooking, you might find some interesting facts of the history of omelets. So the legend of the omelet is the largest omelet ever made, and it was created on March 19, 1994 by Napoleon and townspeople of Béziers. It was made with 160,000 eggs, and it was 1,383 square feet. So as you can see, this meal has the potential to be a very tasty dish. It has some very healthy, tasty ingredients. It's fairly simple to put together and to make, and it has a pretty interesting background. I would encourage anyone that is willing to try something new, looking for a tasty, easy, and interesting recipe, to try this dish. Thank you for listening to this speech, and I hope you try this delicious meal. Thank you.